Thanks for joining us on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Let's talk Holy Redeemer football. Brand new coach this year. His name is Scott Dennis. Well, Scott, we appreciate you joining us. Tell us about your excitement there at Holy Redeemer.
Well, we are excited, John. We first took the job. There was a couple obstacles that we needed to overcome. There was two real outstanding issues we needed to address. One was certainly the roster. There was 18 student athletes on the roster when we took over, and we put together a game plan to address that. And took some of our seniors to our feeder school programs, and I had an opportunity. The administration was great, allowed me to talk to the entire student body of boys. And today we have 62 confirmed kids on our roster, 32 junior high and 30 varsity. So we made a lot of progress in that sense. Now we're trying to build depth and learn the game fundamentally and get better.
Scott, when you talk about taking over a program that has been hurting for numbers, like many Catholic schools and some small schools and different things like that, and now you feel like you got a good hold on that. Now the buy-in part for all these kids that are going to try it and get them started early. What are some of the keys you think that you need to do early on with these young men to make sure that, hey, they're a part of this and they're in it for the long haul?
Well, there's a couple keys to overall success, and whether you're at a good program or at a program that's trying to get good, and that is you have to have great senior leadership. I was not aware, and I've been recently made aware that this senior group that we currently have had some success when they were in their freshman program, and it really shows. They're very proactive. They're anxious to learn. They're excited to learn. And I have to be very, very honest with you. I'm surprised really how good they are. I mean, there's some really good athletes there. I was kind of thinking we'd have 4 or 5, maybe 6 kids that we could really lean on, and maybe we'd have to get through some smoking mirrors. But we have a pretty good 11 kids we can put on the field, and we're starting to build the depth there. But really it starts with senior leadership, and we do have plenty of that. But we've had great buy-in from the administration, from the kids, from the parents. They want to win. It's very simple. They want to have a successful program, and I think I can bring to them some materials and certainly some traditions from some programs that can kickstart that off. And I'm pretty happy where we're at right now.
Scott Dennis, tell us a little bit about your background of coaching, some different places that you've coached at, and what will be that philosophy overall, whether it's on the offensive side of the ball or the defensive side of the ball? What can we expect from the Royals when they hit the football field?
Well, first thing you're going to see is a fundamental football team, one that stresses fundamentals. We've been together for 12 weeks doing conditioning, putting in our system, and last week was the first time that we actually had come together with all 11 people on the field at one time, offensively or defensively. We've been stressing fundamentals, and that really comes from the background of where I've come from. I feel like I've been blessed by the football gods because I've had an opportunity to work for 2 of the greatest coaches that's ever walked the sidelines in the Lion Valley Conference. One being the winningest coach in Pennsylvania history, George Perry. The other being Paul Maranka, who's a Hall of Famer in Pennsylvania. So I think I bring some unique experience of 2 guys that not only have had success in wins and losses, but have actually built programs and rebuilt programs. I was with Coach Maranka when he went to Nanticoke, that took over a 2-9 team and ended up being 7-4 and then 9-2 in his second year there. So I've seen 2 guys who have really established and built programs really from scratch, and that type of experience is what I'm bringing. What you'll see from the Royals, not just the fundamental end of it, but you'll see us in a lot of 2-back offense and more of a pro-style type offense where we can go to 1-back and spread the field if we need to. And defensively, you'll see us in a multi-front defense, just like you saw probably from Coach Maranka and Coach Curry. That's a 50 into a 40 and nickel packages. So, I know that we can bring the right tools here and bring some things that we need to get this program going. And again, I'm just excited about the attitude that I've received from all parties in being at Holy Redeemer.
Scott Dennis, Holy Redeemer Football here on the John Mendola Show. We are driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers. Scott, how about assembling a coaching staff and trying to, put together some people that you felt pretty good about and making sure that they have the same philosophy as you. And, of course, you want to help young men grow on the football field and, of course, make sure they're good community members and doing the job in the classroom as well.
Well, we're excited about our staff. I'm just as excited about our staff as I am about our players. I've been able to bring with me quite a few former players and who have either recently graduated or from college, but played for us at Berwick and understand the system that we're going to be implementing. Tyson Kelly was a great player for us, and he's played at Kings, and David Kitchen played at Susquehanna and at Berwick for me, and John Maffaletto is a guy I'm real excited about. He actually comes from Long Island and was a part of a football team that won a state title and was third in the nation when he had coached there. He has over 20 years of experience, most recently at Hazleton and Wilkes. But John brings a wealth of experience for us, and he's going to be a part of our varsity staff. And Carl DeLuca rounds out our varsity staff. Carl's a Hall of Famer at Wilkes and Pittston, and knows the passing game well and is excellent with quarterbacks. So our staff is pretty well set, and I'm pretty excited about them because it brings a lot of knowledge and excitement to the Holy Redeemer football program.
Scott, when you talk about the schedule for Holy Redeemer for 2014, a lot of coaches don't want to look past week one, and of course you got to get your scrimmages down. But tell us about some of the challenges you look at, because week in and week out in the Wyoming Valley Conference, there's some challenging games.
Well, I think clearly, this AA division is anybody's ball game every year. When you have Myers with the kind of speed and athleticism and a good veteran coaching staff with guys like Bob Ashton and obviously Corey Hansen there, and, they're always competitive, and GAR has established themselves as, I know they didn't have a great year last year, but pretty much a perennial District 2 contender. And Nanny Coke, Ronnie Bruce has done an excellent job at regrouping that program. Carl Major probably has his best football team since he's been at Northwest. And Jerry Gilski, again, is another guy that's built a program that's consistently a District 2 contender. So our schedule does present some challenges because they're a little bit ahead of us in a sense of establishing themselves as District 2 contenders. So, we feel like we have a competitive schedule, but again, I think with the hard work we've had and the advances that we've been able to do so far, we feel like we can be competitive in a lot of those games and compete at that level, and certainly we expect to do that this year.
Scott Dennis, camp is about 1 month away. I'm sure you're excited about it, and a hard work in the next month before you get into actually the pads at camp. We wish you the best of luck this coming season, Scott.
Thanks, Sean. Thanks for everything you do for high school athletes. You do an outstanding job, and me being such a high school athlete enthusiast, I'm really excited about what you do, and I'm grateful for that.
Scott Dennis, thank you so much for the kind words. Holy Redeemer Football. Scott Dennis in his first year. We'll check it out here on the John Mendola Show, driven by McCarthy Tire and Automotive Centers.